For the Røkkr. Been a little too nice to y'all. Now I gotta up price on y'all. Snake eyes on dice for y'all. Shoulders on ice for y'all. A6 all the hay. I won't get involved today. Got lost in the ball and A's. I'm flipping the bars. I'm flipping the.
Obtain.
Record deals, tell them talk to Colin for the quote. All record eyes, still want to act, not the ghost. For the Røkkr, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable.
The North. In the darkness, a prophecy is told. 4 warriors. Confronting them, like challenging the winter itself. The snow that blinds you gives them strength. And the ice belongs to them. Prepare yourself for a cold wind blows.
All right, welcome back to the Call of Duty League. We got a banger coming up, the Minnesota Røkkr versus the LA Thieves. And this series, I mean, for Minnesota Røkkr, looking at like the top teams, for a top team matchup, Thieves are a good one for them simply because they could win 2-3-5 in this series.
That is true, that is true. But something about Minnesota Røkkr that's like a really weird stat for me is Attach has a .74 in hardpoint right now, but he has a 76% non-traded kill percentage. So what that is telling me is that the rest of Minnesota Røkkr aren't playing their lives whatsoever, which is mind-boggling to me because this is a slower, methodical team that plays around each other. So maybe we're gonna play your life a little more, stop going for the ego chows and the respawns, and maybe they can kind of find a dub today.
You know what? You bring up a good point, aLLeY. Now let's talk about the game fuel keys to victory for the Minnesota Røkkr. Steal a hardpoint. You win a hardpoint, you're in a great spot in this series because you're so good at search and destroy, and Thieves haven't been able to win it. But Røkkr are 5-12. Thieves are 15-5 in the game mode. Thieves are the best hardpoint team statistically in the world right now. So it's going to be a mountain to climb, but there's potential there, okay? So don't let the Thieves dominate P2 Berlin. Thieves outscoring teams 40-6 on average on P2, and that's going to be map number 1 in this series. So definitely focus on that. And then you need more of your main AR in control. MajorManiak, 0.8 control KD this season. We've seen so many main ARs take over on control, namely looking at Arcitys yesterday, taking over on a map like Gav, which is the map number 3 in this series. And unfortunately for the Minnesota Røkkr, they did lose the coin toss. So they're gonna end up having to play Gav in this series, where I know that they would have liked to play a different one.
Yeah. They're 1-2 on Gav right now, and usually they're the ones to ban it, so they're gonna have to fight for their life on that one against a team like LA Thieves, who we've all seen the tweets, don't play them on Gav, but they have been losing it as of recent, so it's definitely not impossible. Yeah,
but it's definitely better to play them on Tuscan. LA Thieves are 1-5 on that map, but not too much success for Røkkr there as well. But let's talk a little bit about the LA Thieves. They're coming off of 2 losses, right? But they had that close match with OpTic Texas, where there was a lot of potential to win. But for the Thieves, I mean, they're still a top team. The hardpoint still looks pretty good. For you, really, what has it been that's stop the Thieves from really streaking?
S&D. I will scream it at the top of my lungs. For some reason, this squad can just not figure it out. But when it comes to the game fuel keys to victory, I'm sure it'll echo that as well. Take advantage of reeling Røkkr squad 3-0 loss to Boston on Friday and improve your retake teamwork. Thieves only winning 35% of neutral retake situations. That is last in the league. Once again, they are struggling in S&D. Fix Tuscan control woes. 1-5 on Tuscan, 4-1 on Gavutu. We just touched on that. It is going to be Gavutu in this series, so that's a map they can kind of write off.
So now you know what time it is. We've went through all the game fuel keys to victory. It is now time for the pick'ems. Who do you have in this series, aLLeY? Who do you think's coming out with the W?
Actually, I think I have it written down right here. Hold on, I don't have my glasses on. I'm going with the LA Thieves.
Okay, those glasses look good too. What glasses are those?
The Los Angeles Thieves Zenny glasses, if you will.
Okay. I'm going to follow you up on that. LA Thieves are going to win this series. I think they're going to take it in a 3-1 fashion. I think that their search and destroy is looking a lot better. So Zenny providing us with that drip. We got the LA Thieves glasses and we're ready to go. But that's gonna do it for us. Let's get this match started. Miles and Chance, are you ready for this banger?
I was born ready for this one. I mean, maybe not exactly this matchup specifically, but we're ready to rock and roll. We've been waiting in the wings. It's been a very exciting day of games so far. Actually, this whole weekend, Chance has been spicy. The pick'ems are well and truly chalked. It has been a tough one for all of us here in the Call of Duty League. But hey, that just means the competition's out of control, crazy spicy, and we love it. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great. As tough as like some of these series have been, I think this is like one of the easiest ones to like put forward analysis towards, right? It is very much one team not great at search and destroy, the other not great at hard point. So it's a true like sort of test series. I will say, as far as the maps go, I like the hard points in this series for the Røkkr, and I like the S&Ds for the Thieves. That doesn't entirely like change my opinion. I think it is either going to be what, a 3-1 victory for the LA Thieves or a 3-2 victory for the Røkkr. So I mean, even the last time these guys played, it was fairly standard stuff. A Røkkr take the search, the respawns were a sweep for the Thieves. But that being said, a dominant map here for the LA Thieves. 3-0 record. They've been perfect. They're outscoring their opponents by like 70 points per win. And they talked about their P2s being godlike, but it is one of Minnesota's stronger maps, 3-3 record on it. So I certainly think they could put up a fight.
Let's see how we go. Right into the first hard point, and it is a speedy one indeed. Priestahh already in that top spot over by the office side of the map. He's going to get the kills there as the trades now go down on point. Octane's going to be the last up here for the LA Thieves, trying to get the pressure in there. And oh, sweet load. He makes a little under the 360 slide there, managing to take care of Priestahh. And with that, we're going to see the hard point in the hands of Røkkr for now. Whether in a watch party over somewhere in Minnesota, and I've got no doubt they will be, absolutely loving it. Whether you're enjoying the games so far today, this one should be a banger.
Well, that's exactly what Minnesota need as well, right? MajorManiak goes off on a 3 spree, at least after spawn, and you had a good enough setup on P1 that you accrue a decent chunk of time. But now here's the pressure, right? You have LA Thieves outscoring their opponent 40-6 on P2, and obviously if they do that once again, well, the game will be effectively tied up. So Røkkr, an opportunity to try to break through that setup. You got a flank being set up. You got a guy pushing in through Fireside and maybe 2 players pushing in through P5. So you're attacking from all angles. From P5, though, that gets shut down. Now the pinch from either side. And, well, looks like Thieves, outside of covering MajorManiak, taking care of everybody else. And, well, he's doing his best to look for streaks, but couldn't get the glide. And for Røkkr, couldn't break through.
Couldn't break through Drazah, though. He may be able to get that glide. Here comes his next few kills. One more is going to seal the deal. Can we find it? That's going to be the question. Kills going the way of LA Thieves across the board. Now, the time ticking in their favor. Quick contest now from the Røkkr team, and that's the kill. Comes through. Glide bomb now in the back pocket of Drazah. 7 in a row. That's 7-2 overall. 20 seconds remaining here on P2. Chance rotations already looking sweet so far as everyone trying to make their way across map. 15 seconds now remaining, and we're going to see the LA Thieves fight for it tooth and nail. All they have to do is worry about MajorManiak, who is truly drawing a lot of aggro.
And you also had Kenny in the back trying to open up these spawns. Now you have 2 players in the back for Thieves that they're going to be blocking these spawns. So Røkkr not even able to get someone pushed out towards the back, let alone winning the gunfights on this rotation. So I think Thieves really, they turn that P2, have a godlike rotation as well. And this is their opportunity to start to run away with the game. Standy finds his first kill. It took him 3 hills to get it, and he gets instantly traded the instant break-in. Well, already a dire situation for Minnesota. This is not a good look.
Røkkr are truly getting taken to task here, as it's been a nice run of kills from the LA Thieves. Drazah's still on an 11 spree. Here comes number 12. There we go. He's on an absolute run. 30 seconds remaining here on office, and it's going to be a lot of time going the way of the LA Thieves. Have managed to walk away not only with the lead here, but they're starting to push that even further. 20 seconds now to go. Kenny's starting to light things up in the kill feed. Standy's up there to find a kill or 2, push him back. But for now, Chance, good news. Most of the map is in control for Røkkr. They should have set up for Train.
I mean, at the same time, though, Train is one of the harder hills to actually get set up on and hold it, right? You're having to deal with nades, a ton of different lines of sight, and really not very many places in the hill where you can actually stay alive. So an opportunity to see if they can make it work. It'll be Standy inside the point, MajorManiak covering his side, and so far, so good. Thieves, you see the idea, just trying to flood through the front.
Getting it done. Here comes the glide to help out, soften up the defenders. MajorManiak and Standy, your eyes are on. Here it comes, and it will get at least one. Nice shots from Envoy to help out as well. LA Thieves, pressure on the point. One more player to deal with. It's Priestahh. He's making them work for it, and he really does. Still alive and kicking until being brought down there. The defenders now in position. Røkkr, a little bit more time to be had here on Train.
Hey, you'll take that, right? You know, burn the glide. You don't actually lose the spawns and maybe have an opportunity to fight for a decent chunk towards the tail end of P4. And you see the idea. It's the exact same setup, right? Man inside the hill, MajorManiak responsible for the outside. And even if your players inside the hill fall, he should be able to get a couple of cleanup kills, but can't deliver on the second. And for those final, be a bit of a scrappy battle, but neither team should be able to collect a ton of that time. I mean, 4 hills in. Honestly, decently close game, but it's really just off the back of that P1 that Røkkr had. The only reason they're still in this.
Well, let's see if Røkkr can find a way back in. P5's up and about. We've got Thieves in control, but let's go through listening with the Minnesota Røkkr.
dead time. I'm holding glass. They're spawning glass. Spawning back map.
Oh, he's second story. He went close ups on you. Nice, he's up forward. No, we flip. I think low P2 low P2. I have your ticket.
I'll get your warehouse.
Close hill. Too close hill. Going low P2. I don't see him taking
low P2 envoy. He's back to the low library.
One second on me. Mining hill.
Low library weak. He's going front fire. Fire hill. One's gonna be fire. Down.
I'm working on you. Top. Close.
I have our map.
One bullet low. He could go outer.
Envoy's dead. Nice, good shot. I'll help you. Where was he?
Drazah could go outer.
Drazah dead. I got two.
Nice.
One more shift.
He's right side time.
He could be outer. Yeah, what could be done, guys?
I'll come just that time. I'm nading.
I'm playing dark. I have your dark.
They could be deep left. I'm gonna push the mid. One shot. On hill.
He went to maps. He won maps. Come on, they got maps.
Yeah.
We got spawn.
No, I saw fire. I'm looking for him.
We spawn maps then.
Nice shit, Mike.
Right back.
Stay alive. I'm coming.
In new envoy. One's
Clean comms from the Røkkr, not able to quite get back into this one, but the lead's still working out. And again, LA Thieves with the rotation and the time. Let's now go for a quick listen in with LA Thieves.
We didn't play. Their second pillar. He's pushing him.
Stay down. Left side hill, Mike. Outer Mike. Mike is outer. He's weak on the door. Mike weak the door. He's in the window. Absolute Standy. Left side. Back left, Zach.
He's so bad. You got him.
Back left, absolute Mike. That's it.
Office and holding stone.
Listen, I'm down to come out. I need off. I need off. He said outer.
Outer, pinch you, outer, weak.
Dylan doing absolutely nothing. Back left.
Outer me.
Nice, back left last.
Back left.
Mike first water flip. Mike first spawn.
C3? Okay, top.
I'm back in 3. I'm deep.
Alright, reset, bro. In fire, guys.
Win the game here. Let's go.
There's some fire. Low fire.
I can't see that guy fire, bro. I'm pushing up. I think he knows you're there.
Hey.
He's not picking it. He's there. He's somewhere.
Okay,
he went top. He went close.
I'm trying to tell.
And there we go. LA Thieves comms, chance you heard it in there. Let's win the game right here, right now.
A couple interesting comms from him too, right? I mean, they're calling out players and being like, well, he's doing nothing for their team right now. So trying to take full advantage. And if you get this break, you're feeling good. And maybe a one-on-one battle towards the end that Kenny comes out on top. And I mean, Thieves maybe not able to start that collection service and rack the time up, but at the very least, strip away a good chunk of that time from the Røkkr and still pouring that pressure on. 2 players nearby. Envoy, the last one standing. His teammates have committed to that rotation, and looks like if he gets shut down, which he is taken care of, a little bit of scrap towards the Røkkr, so maybe not the worst P2 hill for him, but obviously going over towards that money hill. This is where Thieves started to open things up the last go around, and well, they're looking to do the same thing once again.
Same thing indeed. Finally take care of Kenny on the outside of docks. This has got to be a clean break now for Røkkr. You don't want this game to get any worse than it already is, as they've got an opportunity to pull it back, but you got Thieves now in control. Slow and steady approach. Octane from the back trucks. Tight shots out of him, keeping these players pinned down. Here comes the nades from attach. MajorManiak now leading the charge. Priestahh brings the fight to the windows. Oh, big win out of Envoy. The shots are all good. Still keeping the numbers up, though, the LA Thieves, as the hard point still remains in their hands. MajorManiak now still trying to push through the back. You've got yourselves 30 seconds to work with here, but the defense a little too tight. Finally, Standy. That's going to be a break. Is it going to be clean? Not just yet, but there we go. Priestahh final kills coming through. Now you got a bit of time for the Røkkr.
In final 20 seconds, it looks like Thieves are actually going to try to like sort of half fight for this, right? Kenny's going on the rotation to sort of be that safety net, and even Octane catching players on the rotation. And I mean, this might be okay contest time that is worth fighting for, and number 1 and number 4 trying to give it a go. And this is still just a few extra seconds stripped away, and they might fall, but sort of look at what that delivers for the LA Thieves. Well, maybe outside of number 8 actually getting in the back, you had full map control after that, but sneaky Standy trying to make that play.
Super sneaky Standy helps get a 2-piece there for his teams on point. Priestahh's fire spree finally comes to a close, but the kill's starting to work out now for Røkkr. They're back in this with a vengeance. Rather than the 1v1 now against attached, Pistol's out. They're going to win it. One keeps the backside of the map safe now for Røkkr. Spawn's all good. Envoy, though, fighting now for his life. Good shots, but there's the pinch. The teamwork from Røkkr prevails. Now you got the hard point surely in their hands. You have to get a player on top of it, though. You still have the members of the LA Thieves keeping the pressure alive, but this is a nice bit of a late-game resurgence out of Røkkr.
And I like the plays too, right? I miss how Standy exactly got there, but I mean, you turn that into a situation where you get the scrap time on ult. Admittedly, you had to fight for it, but decent P4 stand as well, so they're trying to claw their way back into this game. Unfortunately, you get caught inside the hard point, and little gunfights like that, again, just to strip away an extra, I mean, make it 11 seconds towards the end. Røkkr can't collect any of it, so Nice little bump there for the Thieves, but right now the map fairly scattered, right? Røkkr have players all over the map, but Drazah does not care. Hyper aware. It looks like Thieves, once again, on P5. It's not like you can turn this into a money hill, but they might give it 2 good goes back-to-back where they're just a stronger team.
Yeah, first set of hard points, all LA Thieves. Then it was the revenge of Røkkr in the second set, but now we're finally seeing Thieves bring it back, coming to life. Nice awareness again. Top shots out of MajorManiak. Priestahh with 2. No, being brought down, but still, hard point now in the hands of Røkkr. 30 seconds to play with here on the 5th. This is our second set, coming to a close. Less than 2 minutes now on the game clock as well. Here we go. One big push now from the LA Thieves. 3 of them making their way through train. Kills coming through, and it looks like it's a clean set. Oh, baby, it's a massive kill. Kenny, that's a huge one. Time going the way of Thieves.
That's brutal as well. They get that 4-man wipe, they get that P5 time, and more importantly, they keep those spawns for new. I mean, that is just a dagger moment for the Røkkr, who, I mean, honestly, we're starting to string something together, but now they're going to have to win a series of very difficult gunfights, admittedly making things mixy, but just for the fact that Thieves, you see where they're spawning, Envoy so quick to be back in the action, and, well, so quick to hold this P1 hill. Not a fun one to try to break, but for Røkkr, now it's a necessity.
The dead nade there from Envoy as well. It's going to pick up a lot of damage. Now 20 seconds for the win. LA Thieves, one of the statistically better hardpoint teams in the game, finally showing us the goods. MajorManiak pinned down. Here comes the hit. You're going to have one more player. No, all wiped out. LA Thieves cleaned up here on P1 in the 3rd. We've got to get all this time chance. It's a dire situation to be in.
I mean, I'm impressed they got that break as quickly as they did as well. So a nice little sort of slaughter fest in the back and forth seesaw of this game. And still looks like Thieves trying to get a little bit of a fight, but Kenny gets caught. The next player for Thieves going to be hitting through the front, and Drazah might want to take a flank, but he's going to be called out and Standy ready for the gunfight there to take him down. But this is the major thing, right? It was called out for the keys to victory. P2 is where Thieves have been running the show, and Octane will be the first one here. The reinforcement's not quite in, but it looks like they at least have that edge towards that rotation. Thieves has been their bread and butter, looking to close the game out here.
Kenny eyes on at least one player on the cross. This should be the end of the map as long as the LA Thieves can have their way. Kenny with a nice mid-map presence. Kills going through. There's one member Røkkr on point. Here come reinforcements. Kenny's trying to shut him down. Holding the line now. Slowly but surely, the time ticking in favor of Røkkr. Got to deal with Kenny. Now the pressure and the setup now from Røkkr. Chance able to maybe get a bit more time out of this one, but Kenny stays alive. Kenny keeping the point going. Priestahh with a big win. And the battle's still raging on point. Things are starting to heat up indeed. Røkkr are not out of this yet as the kills keep on coming.
The subs finally alive for the Røkkr, and attached flexing his way to make that happen with the MP40. 20 seconds, they can win this game on ult. So Thieves, you can't really afford to rotate. You have to flood and try to fight this time. You still have the MP40s inside. Priestahh knows the pressure's coming from the front, maybe to be in the window. Maybe a ditch effort to get it in contest, and will that be enough? Yes, at least to force the new hill. Now everybody has to rotate.
Big lead change for Røkkr. A lot of time going their way. This has to be a perfect hold now from the LA Thieves. One break and you are in. Røkkr might be able to take map number 1, but this is it. One more showdown. New hard points up. Clock's ticking. Over to the lobby, friends. Ding, ding. There's a bell being rung, and here comes the fight. MajorManiak in, trying to find the kills. It's 5 seconds now for the win. The lead will change hands in a moment. One last hit from Røkkr. You gotta go, boys. This is a big hit. Here we go. The last minute contest. There's players on point. Priestahh goes down, and it is a slim win, but a win's a win. The LA Thieves don't throw it away, and it is hands on heads across the board from Røkkr. A hard-fought battle chance, last-minute magic. Not able to get the win, though, but hey, what a start to the series that is. Thieves got 1-0.
I mean, certainly great from the entertainment perspective, but I think both of those teams will be very disappointed with sort of like the sloppiness. Like, I mean, LA Thieves, for one, built themselves a very solid lead that sort of like dwindled away further and further towards the end. Røkkr finally strung together an actual very solid P2 hold to force that last rotation, but just a tough game and a slow start for a couple of these players. It's honestly a little bit impressive that Standy was able to finish at 25 and 35 because he started out, what? I mean, 1 and 10, 2 and 10, something along those lines. So just an interesting game, but I mean, the way it played out, Røkkr, as close as they were, not close enough towards the end. And I mean, Thieves maybe a nice breath of relief just to get that 4-point dub.
It's a 4-point dub's one thing. Don't forget the 12 spree out of Drazah. Again, great stuff from him, but Berlin, not a blur indeed. That was an absolute gauntlet. As it comes to a close, of course, LA Thieves winning that map number 1. But hey, what an incredible start from Røkkr. Nice P1 from them. And then after that, it was LA Thieves, what, 3 straight points. Octane with the smooth moves, you name it. Everything worked out for them. Drazah's 12 spree again, it was good enough. Chance, I suppose, like getting the streaks helps to a degree. Here we do see the glide bomb coming on through, cleaning up at least one player there on point. Good effort out of the Thieves. Again, they just sort of took their foot off the gas there. I mean, what for you, if you in anything? cost them all that time? Was it more of a Røkkr comeback, or do you think Thieves slacking?
Well, I think probably one of the bigger moments of the game, right, was the play Standy had over towards P4. Thieves wanted to invest in like fight and just like not necessarily fight for the actual scrap time, but just try to contest a little bit and strip away of that old P3 hill. And they still put themselves in a position to rotate over towards P4. And I thought they had this setup, but again, sneaky Standy found a way to get in the back and turn that into a hill for Røkkr. So just one of those moments where Thieves thought they were in a good spot. It gets way mixier than they were ever expecting. And after that, Røkkr started to climb back into it just a little bit, but I don't know. You could pick a couple different moments, I'm sure, in a hard point like that of what the actual moment of the game would have been.
Yeah, crazy stuff, though. Again, a very, very sweet start to the series here. Go to Tuscan Search and Destroy next. Gav Control, of course, Bocage hardpoint, and we go back to Bocage for Search and Destroy. And now, Charles, I mean, this should be a good one. This is two teams who are pretty solid at Search and Destroy. This should be a joy to watch. Of course, the LA Thieves making leaps and bounds to, you know, improve the game mode for them. For Røkkr now, though, the chips are down, friends. The chips are down. We need to see you pull something back here in a big way because, hey, the Major's on its way. Check the cards as well. I'm sure you saw the cards. Check these bad boys out. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Absolutely love it. Can't wait to get to Minnesota and party with everyone there. It's going to be a lot of fun. The Major upcoming, of course. Tell me about the Search, though, Chance. Having a lot of fun with these props and whatnot, but let's get back to the game.
Well, you did say two solid teams. On average, they're both solid teams, but individually, Røkkr very strong in Search and Destroy, and obviously not too hot for the LA Thieves, right? Overall record has not been great. 5-10 in Search and Destroy. I mean, you're last in KD. You're nearly last in almost every important category, right? Now, that being said, we talked about the hard points not being strong for the Røkkr, but they actually had a couple good maps in the mix, and obviously the Berlin, very close game. Yes, Search and Destroy has been a struggle point for the Thieves, but not the worst maps that they actually get through in this series. They have a 2-3 record overall on Tuscan, so they don't shy away from it. It's a map that Octane will honestly snipe on this one as well. So not the worst thing in the world, but obviously still, if you were a betting man, you absolutely are going to be picking Røkkr from that too.
Again, we'll see how it goes. Recent form from LA Thieves not terrible in the Search and Destroy, but they've got a lot of work to do again with the upcoming Major. Search has been the bane of many teams here in Vanguard. And now for the LA Thieves, looking to turn it all around. Search and Destroy top performers so far, and man alive, there is a big old difference in these stats, Chance.
Bro, and we can highlight the KD all we want from Standy. That's the #2 overall KD, by the way, just behind Cellium. The kills per round, 8.3. Standy's first in that category by a mile. And 33% of his team's total kills in the game mode? Like, are you kidding me? He's literally a third of the team in Search and Destroy. It is truly just a bonkers stat, but I do think he's an interesting player to watch because to an extent, it's almost like he just has a permanent green light to like go rogue. Like any play he ever wants to make, as aggressive as he ever wants to be, he's allowed to do it on the team because the players they have behind him are capable of clutching. He can just like afford to fly out. If it doesn't pay off, you trust guys like Attach and MajorManiak to be able to clutch. So, I mean, Standy right now, absolutely, without question, one of the best Search and Destroy players in the world. And in my mind, a lot of ways because he is allowed to be. So you definitely have to make sure he is a main focus of your Thieves. And if you're on Tuscan Search and Destroy for LA as well, got to make sure those tacks and nades on point. Strat we've seen from them before. Kenny plays by himself today. Everyone else bullies out this B site. And for the moment, that B site looking kind of free.
Free indeed. Free and clear. Kenny's going to be taken care of. So the solo island player, you can see the Minnesota Røkkr arrows now. They've identified that there's no one else here. No one else is home. Envoy with the first blood. Here comes the stun check. The nades through. Bottom church should be cleaned out. 2v3 now. Røkkr with the numbers. Trying to hit the backside of the site. No bomb planted just yet, but it does look like this is going to make a bit of a run for it. And oh boy, Envoy, bomb in hand, is going to try to find a kill or two. Now over towards A. Fast we go for LA Thieves.
And I like this is actually very decisive play calls by both teams. Røkkr just reading the strat perfectly to hunt these players down. And well, now looking for the next one. Octane able to pick up one, and he gets out with his life. And that is the play Thieves needed. The opportunity to clutch is here. Envoy wins a massive one towards the middle of the map. Røkkr stuck together so well. They split up for a moment, and they start to get picked apart. At least Priestahh in the 1 versus 2 gets the first freebie, but the trades are in. Røkkr, as good as they are in Search and Destroy, as decisive as those initial play calls were, this is the map where they just have the moments where they give away the clutches. A couple different 1v2s they've tossed, and well, right there is a 2v3 they just throw away. Thieves out there making plays.
Huge stuff out of Thieves. Big stuff out of Octane again, over by that A side of the map, kites the players forward, manages to get a couple on the push. Last moment there, Priestahh being drawn out into the open, that long line of sight. Easy kills there from Octane, 2 for him, 2 for Envoy as well. What a decisive round he had. Obviously now from Røkkr now on offense, bomb in hand, over towards A we go. Bit of a mirror flip though, so you can have a 1 player over towards B. That's going to be Standy. We'll see how successful he can be on his own. Octane with a snipe though. Let's see what happens here, Chance.
This is tough, by the way. You're just going to get flinch in these fights. Yeah, if you try to take the wide peek, it's not easy to attach there just to be the shredder. And that means bomb down for free. No sniper for that sort of big clutch potential. And you're finding picks. MajorManiak at least gets traded, but still Thieves working on a 2v3.
Because the 2v3 now, it's 2v2. Attach moving his way around. Straight into the guns of Kenny. Nice tags up. Standy. He's going to be the player now, making his way through mid. It's all on him now. MP40 in hand. His pockets are loaded. Lethals and tacticals still to work with. The timing's got to be sweet, though. As again, here come the LA Thieves. He's right in behind them. Oh, baby, this could be it. This could be it. Are they going to check every possible avenue? Eyes on the first. Tags in. He's out. Like a ghost in the night. Standy's gone. This should surely be the round. Envoy now with the final few seconds. He might get a kill out of this, but it is done. Great work out of Røkkr.
And just, well, I mean, average work out of Røkkr overall, I would say, right? Maybe giving away a clutch opportunity briefly. And, well, you see at least this first gunfight where Attach just drops Octane again. The flinch, not fun to deal with. I feel like on Tuscan, it's almost more noticeable just because of how good those head glitches are. But I'd say average work from Røkkr, fantastic work by Standy, right? He's in the 1v2. He was playing over towards well. He knows that both of those players went into church. And what does he do? Stays patient, waits a couple seconds, knows they're not coming back through mid, and goes on that full flank. So great timing from Standy, one of the best S&D players so far in this game.
Charles keeping us all honest. Now towards A. Envoy's in. Tags are in. No kill. Standy once again being the difference maker right now. He finds 2. What the hell? How did he manage that? Kenny, though, got a gift for him. He's going to nade out that A bomb. Doesn't find a whole lot just yet. Standy's still alive right now. As he's going to find something here in church. MajorManiak now makes it a... Ooh, that's 2v1. Drazah now versus Priestahh and Standy. They're on the defense. For Drazah, this is going to be a tough fight.
And he gets out for a moment just to sort of try to create fuzziness, but just the fact that that bomb is down and players on the cross, and Priestahh not even going to waste any time, just drops him immediately with Looney looming in the background. But that was solid work, I'd say, by the entirety of the Røkkr team, right? Just a fast, quick hit on defense in through B. And I mean, that is, like, generally speaking, the theme of the map. Teams on offense, quick plants over towards A. Røkkr on defense, well, they just play even faster. Get 2 players in towards you. Standy picks up a couple big ones. And I mean, again, we highlighted Standy for a reason. He picks up those big kills in this game mode all the time.
Yep. He's on a 4 right now. 3-man hit over towards B now for Røkkr. The one solo player sitting in mid. It's going to be MajorManiak again, posted up with the automaton. Heavy stack towards the top side of the map. Oh, you saw some ankles, Drazah. That's a lot of information. Here comes the reshuffle now. LA Thieves positioning towards the B-bomb site. Tags are in. Big shots out of Attach to get away with his life as well. That's a huge first blood.
And you got top church control as well. The nades come through to take care of Attach, but Standy should know next man 100% going to be on top, but actually he's going to come out with the chow for the pistol, and Envoy dashes away. The only opportunity for them to win that round is if Envoy makes a play, and he delivers in a very quick fashion. And it's kind of surprising, too, because I thought Attach, when he was up top plat, I mean, he had shots into Envoy. I think calling out, hey, he could be on the ladder, one of the only possibilities, but Røkkr simply get caught a little bit too quickly. And, I mean, hey, let's take a look at it once again. Envoy just times it to perfection. Gets a couple shots on the cross, but whatever the case may be, Envoy trying to battle with Standy on Tuscan.
Yeah, that 2-piece was wild. Back in the next round we go. As again, this search and destroy starting to get all speedy. Into the mid-map, we have it. It's nades are all about. No one down just yet. Envoy now with the bottom church hits. Priestahh at the back line. He's got Drazah to help him out here, so we're going to get a lot of pressure in towards B. Kenny with the bomb over towards that backside of A, just covering the flank for now. He's letting the boys do the work on the front line, seeing if anything's up. And this is an interesting play call, Chance, for so far, everyone's running around each other. Here come the set of first bloods, and it's an awkward trade across map.
Yeah, I mean, the map has been turned on its head. Now you got number 8 flanking, by the way. But yeah, there's the kill. Standy finds his way behind lines. He does get traded. And that will leave us in a 2 versus 2. But neither team has any information on where these next players could be. So no real opportunity to plant, at least based on the intel that they had. So they're going on the full flank. Priestahh, maybe that next man in line that, honestly, if you play Student Slow, I think he got spotted.
He definitely got spotted. Drazah should be on the kill here. Here we go. Still chasing shadows across Tuscan. Less than 30 now on the clock. Oh no, he took the shot. Bomb's going to get planted fast though. Now in the 2v2. Post-plant positions now for the LA Thieves. Setting up, trying to get ready for the push. Will Priestahh get the kill? He does. That's big. Kenny versus MajorManiak now in the 1v1. Here we go, chance. 2 ARs going at it. Kenny with plat position, eyes on the bomb.
And 2 S&D stars as well, but I'd say for Kenny, he has no information on MajorManiak at all. And MajorManiak knows he was towards P5, and he's basically just clearing out. He's chasing that same route, but instead of following through, I think he's trying to read that he's over towards P5, and that might be just enough. You see Kenny, he's got the bomb check of the angle. I think Kenny may be playing a little bit too quick. Major just not expecting that he was going for that full wrap back, and that'll be LA Thieves clutch again. Able to deliver in those clutch moment. Had a 2v3 earlier on and clutching the 2v2 there. Kenny and Drazah putting in that work.
That father-son duo. A solid amount of work again. As they close the round out. Again, it's just been back and forth, man. Back and forth between these two teams. Exciting rounds. Putting on a show for us indeed. As once again, we move our way forward now in the search. Lead now for the first time here in the search and destroy for the LA Thieves. Big spread for Røkkr now on offenses. They're going to make the way across, and it's be Octane does put the sniper away for a Mo. We're going to see him now take on these players hitting towards A.
And A not being completely given up, maybe looking for a couple nades to come through, but Attach doesn't get tagged up by those at all, so he's happy to just sit here and hold this angle. Meanwhile, in the background, by the way, in the P5 flank, Drazah able to find that first blood, and that means for Røkkr, it is incredibly difficult to plant this bomb. You've given up mid-map control. Røkkr, they got to start finding picks.
Oh, Attach may be able to find something through that mid-angle. Got to find a kill or two at least. Priestahh gets it done. Takes care of Drazah. Kenny still got that mid-map covered on the 3 spree still. Doesn't want to drop it just yet. There's a clean 3v3 chance. And again, both teams playing that 3-1 split. Easy reads. Big wins out of Priestahh. Numbers dwindling for the Thieves now. Priestahh can't go 3 for 3 in the round, but Envoy tagged up, has to get away with his life. It's Attach now in the 1v2. 30 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, that was great help by Octane, by the way, just to make sure he can clean up Major before that trade comes through. So LA Thieves again in the clutch. They might have thrown away a couple lives, but Octane's there for the coverage. Attach, no time to work with, by the way. I mean, he picks up the bomb with 15 seconds left. It's not like you could take a route. You have to gun Octane in this position. Trying to do it with the sniper, but honestly, he's just spending too much time and won't be able to get this bomb plant in. Thieves, again, in the clutch moments of these rounds, able to deliver. Again, as spicy as it got, Envoy sort of throws his life away. Kenny does the same. I mean, they're trying to feed Priestahh, but nice angles and nice little kill there from Octane. Thieves finding themselves in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, all things considered, it's been an easy read right off the rip. You know, everyone's been playing this 3-1 split. Both teams have been doing it. So as soon as you kill the island player, you check a corner or two, and then you immediately fly to the other bomb site. I mean, that has been the game plan now for Thieves, 2-3 rounds in a row. Over we go towards A. A little bit more of a traditional hit here on Tuscan. The nades are up and about. Mid-map covered. Here comes the Envoy versus Priestahh battle over by the headies, and that's going to be a nice bit of help from Octane. Getting involved. Attaches up next. With that first blood. Ooh, that's the tiniest of pixels to deal with Envoy, though, with a push. Clean work. 4v2 now. Thieves with a great advantage.
I mean, just perfect stuff, like back-to-back bait and switches on those players to take 2 different one-on-one gunfights where it is effectively free. And Standy working through the middle of the map. He actually found an opening and does it. CDL just gets fantastic timing, hunting down Octane, but held the pre-aim and leaves Major in a 1v3. Turns into a 1v2. We know this man can clutch. You cannot afford to make a mistake, but he is being hunted down and he is being trapped, and they deliver. Challenging him towards the end. And Miles, what do we have here? LA Thieves in search and destroy. Could it be?
I'm telling you, man, they're putting the work in. They've been grinding. You see what I mean about having to deal with MajorManiak? You're right. That man can clutch. He took that gunfight against Envoy in mid. He comfortably handled that one at range. You give him an opportunity, he'll take it. Drazah and Kenny. Big work out of them in the round to close it out. And here we go. LA Thieves. You just about seal it in the hard point. Now can you go 2-0 up by winning the search here? It's a 4-man hit towards A. We're flying in. The nades are coming through. We might be ending the round with a bang chance.
Well, all the bangs ring out, but no actual kills come through. But, I mean, you don't have complete A-site control for the LA Thieves. You got number 4 Envoy in prime position to watch it, so if you want to take this bomb elsewhere, even Drazah is set up over towards B, so clean setup for the moment. Standy, though, somehow finds it through bottom church, able to get that first blood, opening things up for Minnesota.
Two-man stack now from Røkkr over towards that B-bomb site. They're lining up. Numbers now in favor. Drazah's going to be the lone defender here for now until Octane gets in position. If Røkkr can get in here fast, here they go. First kill comes through. Octane with the tags. You know the play is on. It could be up to MajorManiak to pinch mid and maybe help out here. Standy with a fast bomb recovery. He and Attach now on the immediate wrap out. They're gone. aLLeY Thieves have taken the bait. They're going over towards B. Octane's got to find something here through mid, but this is a sweet look. Envoy once again. Envoy with the damage. Less than 30 now to play with.
I don't know if Octane has a nade, but well, there's the freebie and out to 2v1. There was no bait taken. Envoy was flying on the flank, but speaking of flank, Standy had the opportunity. Instead, oh, just the call. Standy too far away. Thieves don't even care. A 6-2 win against the Minnesota Røkkr in a dagger series. Dominant fashion. Exactly what this team needs. And well, smiles on the faces. And at least for that game, that is smiles well earned.
Indeed. aLLeY Thieves turn the frowns upside down with a search and destroy win, something they've been seeking out so desperately since what Vanguard dropped. Big wins from them, starting to improve the game, turning things around, and a 2-0 lead in the series. Hey, the hard point was close. The search and destroy, not as much. Kudos to Octane and Envoy with great plays from them. 10-4 and 11-5 respectively. On the other side of the board, Standy with the 8-5. That was really the only, big moment there from Røkkr. A couple of good rounds from him, Chance. But hey, man, aLLeY Thieves 6-2 certainly came to play.
Yeah, I think honestly, just like I don't know how to explain it, but the lack of clutch for Røkkr on Tuscan S&D specifically just sort of costed him, right? I mean, just like one of the opening rounds, they threw away a 3 versus 2. I think literally from round number 1, they started tossing a couple away. And I mean, this is somewhat of a dagger series, by the way, Miles. You have aLLeY Thieves 0-2. You have Minnesota 1-2. Either one of these teams, whichever one loses, if you have 3 losses to your record, I mean, you're praying for tie breaks to make sure you don't start in losers. And it is not fun to be hopeful in that regard to just get away with the ties. But I mean, a dagger series putting either team down. And right now, Thieves, I mean, full speed ahead.
Full speed ahead. Close out here on Control. We'll see if they can get it done. But first, ladies and gentlemen, a quick commercial break. We come back, we'll find out. Maybe one of these teams going to losers bracket in the major. The Call of Duty League is brought to you by Mountain Dew. Minnesota Røkkr staring down the barrel of a 3-0. Can they bring themselves back from the dead? They've got to get it done pretty quickly, Chance, because we've got ourselves control coming up in a Mo and LA Thieves. They're just a little too hot to handle right now.
I mean, look, a wise man once said it's never chalked, but gimmicks aside, I mean, Røkkr just straight up made Thieves look like a really good search team. So that was not what I was expecting from map number 2 at all. And, well, now we go over towards a GvU2 control where sort of a similar story to what we saw in the S&D for Standy, where he is just the majority of his team's kills. And that was also the story last time these teams squared off on this map and mode. It was Kenny who had a very fun map. He dropped a 1.41. Standy also had a great time, but MajorManiak suffered, dropped a 0.55. And obviously for not finding the kills on GvU2, especially not with your ARs, you're not going to win the map. I think it was Thieves that pulled defense for the round 5, shut it down, took care of business. And I don't know if I would necessarily predict that's exactly how it's going to go once again, because like Røkkr certainly put up a pretty good fight on Berlin. But again, if you're a betting man, it is Respawn, it is GvU2. You're leaning towards Thieves.
You have to be. You simply have to be. Map records again indicating basically where most of us think the series is going, but Røkkr, a team you can truly never count out. Current form notwithstanding, it is never over until it is over. This has to be the beginning of the comeback now for Røkkr. They've got 3 rounds to win here on GvU2 and Control. We'll see if they can get the job done, but not an easy thing to do. Chance Thieves, certainly one of the teams that set the pace early on in Vanguard's life cycle with how to play GvU2 and really how to get the show done. Let's see though if they can put on the same display today. Here we go. Match point LA Thieves. Let's get it.
And I will say, by the way, just to touch on like that, you know, never chalked clutch like factor for the Røkkr. Obviously, they've earned it and then some, like they pulled off the Minnesota Massacre. But I would say this year it is starting to dwindle and starting to dwindle pretty fast for me. Like the hope I have for them in these like clutch situations to pull off reverse sweeps, because they just have moments. Again, that Tuscan S&D, a prime example where like they just didn't look particularly great. So we'll see if they can turn things around here. We'll see if they can sort of hold on to that narrative, at least in my mind. And I mean, for the moment, different coverage on the map. MajorManiak able to pick up 2, and Røkkr firmly putting pressure on their spawn.
Yeah, certainly ruined the best laid plans of the LA Thieves there as Røkkr now with a decent amount of pressure towards the center of the map. Ring control now from attached for a brief moment. Back over towards B side, we now will go for the LA Thieves through mid, trying to get some pressure. You've got the guys up in green side already, so now LA Thieves have pushed the front line forward, but you didn't account for Priestahh. Sneaky Priestahh now and from behind, able to get at least 1 out of this. This could be huge if you get any more, but no, Drazah stays alive. Less than 30 seconds to go. LA Thieves, even Stevens at 21 lives a count. You have to get on the point.
And Drazah effectively in this situation, just trying to buy his teammates time. Minnesota slowly working back to try to gain a little bit of map pressure. It looks like they have almost no interest in fighting over towards A, or if they do, they are taking their time. I mean, obviously they know that Drazah is somewhere in their spawn, and well, you see a challenge out from Standy, he just gets dropped. I mean, right now for Thieves in this setup, no pressure at all. Able to just casually collect A, and well, that's the game plan, trying to hunt Drazah down. They have been looking for Drazah for literally a minute straight.
He's still going. There he is. Oh, finally. I was worried there. I was like, he's going to get away from Standy here. Pressure start though for LA Thieves. They're in. Priestahh now, he and Standy working well in the defense. Oh, starting to capture the B zone though. Who is it? It's Envoy. He snuck through. Kenny now trying to provide the support. You've got MajorManiak in the spawn of the members of the LA Thieves now, but not too many of them are dying, so he won't be that influential just yet. Envoy still capturing the point. Finally brought down. Now the play may start to work out for Røkkr. Octane, keep that ring control if you can, but here comes MajorManiak. He springs from the beaches, now finding the kills, less than a minute to remain.
And now he gets to try to go to work and find as many kills in the spawn as possible. And at the very least, he's just going to be slowing them down immensely. Not great timing on Drazah, but Thieves already 2 players just sort of in their spawn, waiting for the kills to come to them. And I think right now we're seeing like the theme of how this map has been playing out, and maybe the most extreme example. I think earlier on when we saw Octane like slide to Red Tower, if you throw away a single life while trying to cap B on offense, I mean, that's pretty much chalked it as that much more difficult to capture. If you're ever stuck in your spawn, well, I mean, Thieves truly pumping the brakes, but they are down by 7. For Røkkr, this has been a clean look on defense right now, and if you're on LA, you got to be very difficult about not throwing away any more lives.
It's slow and steady for Røkkr. 15 seconds now to go, as they are fanning out across the looks of GvU2. Now 10 seconds to go. Standing attached with the kills department. Is Octane trying to get something involved here, but you're nowhere near the point. You've got 5 seconds to go. It's all about the life count now. 6-14. LA Thieves bleeding out here in the first round. An attacking round that was not that strong towards B, but they do manage to get A. We'll take that away as a consolation prize, but the life count chance for now, not in favor of the LA Thieves.
And I would say maybe, again, a small window of opportunity for Thieves to make something happen on offense, but they are not the London Ravens, right? They're not able to just like make that perfection of a push, and a couple players fall, nothing happens there, and turns out to just be a standard round of Gavutu control as far as the majority of the league goes. Clutch up on defense, outslayed by a decent margin, and put yourself in a halfway decent spot going into this next round. Standard A push, though, for Røkkr. Just trying to take things one step at a time.
See what they do. Drazah's first blood comes through. We're going to see a couple of kills either side. Here comes the stuns all over the top side of the boat. Drazah peeks out, finds it attached. Nothing to be found there. On to the point we finally go now for Røkkr. Ooh, sweet shots with a pistol now for Priestahh. Slow and steady cap. Only one player now on point. Standy doing what he can. Priestahh's pushing that front line forward. MajorManiak with the kills in the back line, and Priestahh, I think that automaton barrel may be poking out a little bit. Drazah gets the kill. Now, progress towards A. Here comes the counter attack from LA Thieves.
And Thieves just, I mean, one shot doesn't matter. Diving out just straight into the line for attach, so he's able to pick up a couple. By the way, MajorManiak has actually kept control of ring for quite some time, and he's starting to make moves up towards the site, but I think maybe giving up ring control, maybe not the best idea. I thought Kenny was going to hit the quick route, but looks like actually gets traded over towards B. LA Thieves, instead of putting the pressure on ring, they're putting the pressure through the boat. They're just trying to set this spawn trap up as quickly as possible, but a couple players getting chopped down.
Yeah, they get chopped down indeed. MajorManiak doesn't get full streaks just yet, so a couple of kills now for Kenny as he's starting to make things work out for the LA Thieves. Defensive line far forward now, just over the halfway mark of the map. Envoy versus MajorManiak, cuts him down. Teammates from a bygone era, now foes. There's less than 40 seconds to play with here. Two-man through mid-map there for the LA Thieves, locking this one down. That's going to be Octane top boat position. Eyes across the middle of the map. Priestahh waiting for the play. Stuns up, tags up. He's hurt real bad. He's not going anywhere. But here come the rest of his teammates. Nice shots again out of Octane. Huge shots out of Octane. That's the second. 20 seconds on the clock now. Oh, baby. One segment remaining at A. Can Røkkr get it done?
Hey, that's just so painful. I mean, they're basically turtled up anyway. The only thing, like, you already had the good first round for Røkkr. The only thing you can't afford to do in the next offensive round, whether or not you win it, like, the win of the round basically doesn't matter. You just need the kills, and they end up tossing away a couple. Lose that round by 4. I think Røkkr do still have that advantage, but I'd say for Minnesota, that should be the clear-cut game plan, right? Clutch up on your defenses and just make sure on offense you do not feed. That is the Gavutu special for most of the teams that aren't named Ravens. And I'd say so far from the difference between the last time these guys played, MajorManiak again, and the Major 1 against this team had a 0.55 overall, while having a strong performance so far, at least through the first 2 rounds.
Tied up. Thieves back on attack. Over towards B we go. 2 players there on defense, 2 going towards A now for Røkkr. We'll see if the nades work out. Octane's on a 4 spree, of course. Priestahh's first blood, top side of ring's going to clean him up. Slow and steady, big wins out of MajorManiak. That's 2 sweet kills. Looking for another one if he can get it. Pressure still towards ring. It's all Røkkr. Kenny's trying to stay alive here alone. Kill feed, all Røkkr. No one's giving anything up just yet. 26 to the perfect 30 now of Røkkr.
Yeah, Thieves didn't look like they were prepared at all for the pressure. MajorManiak finds a way to die. I think the barrels in ring actually caught him. Those barrels devastating for many players throughout this league. And, well, the flank gets dealt with, so Thieves still have ring control. They are really trying to force this through on B, and honestly, why not? It's the only way you actually have to win the round. They get a couple kills. MajorManiak gets caught, and Thieves now, they have a ton of pressure. Attach is able to find one big one, and Priestahh finds the next. Thieves maybe a little too over-aggressive. Not in that tried and true Raven style, and well, the ring control, they lose it, and now they lose everything. Røkkr clutching up on defense.
They've stolen it. Gained it all back on Gavutu now. 21 to 26. Røkkr with a life advantage. 30 seconds here to go in the round. Røkkr just need to hold on. They can put another notch on the belt. Stack over towards A now. The LA Thieves finally making their way into a point. Here comes the contest now. 30 seconds on this. Ooh, clock stopped. Frozen. Dead in its tracks. The life count still not working out. First segment gone. Thieves looking to get the stack on here. They've got full boat control. Anyone who peeks out should be in a bit of trouble. Kenny does get out of spawn for now, but MajorManiak, he's in your back lines. Standing now with a poke forward, big shots. That's the clock wide open. You do manage to get the second segment at least, but you have to work on the time. Here comes the 3-man hit for out of spawn for the LA Thieves. This could be huge. Standy, can he go big? No need, baby. Priestahh's there. Standy with 2 more. That's a massive spree out of Standy now. 5 in a row. 3 for Priestahh, and it is a massacre with the final 10 seconds here in the round. Røkkr spring to life.
And he gets the glide bomb as well. That is a devastating string of events for Thieves as Røkkr, well, not only was it the lives that they needed and were looking for, but now you got a glide bomb. And I'm not saying you have what, like a 90% chance of winning this game at this point, if not even better than that. I mean, you very much are almost locked in, ready to go for that round 5 defense. Should we even get there? You have a glide bomb in the back pocket for sort of spicy situations. So that right there might have been the little moment, the final 30 seconds moment of the game for Minnesota Røkkr. So again, I mean, I was questioning their ability to make the comebacks, and yet here we are.
Mate, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, no way, a 3-0. They've still got to win another offensive round. Well, an offensive round. Nice nades out of Drazah to get the party started. Nades are up now through mid. Mid-map presence going the way of the LA Thieves. They're now going to try to push this out. Find some damage. The damage control is all MajorManiak right now. 16 and 8. As Mike's frying today.
GCG. LA Thieves, though, getting hyper aggressive. I mean, Kenny pushed up deep into the spawn, ready for MajorManiak to challenge over towards ring. So no fear in their hearts. I mean, I suppose this is what you sort of need to do. You have to just outslay again. They're down by maybe 13, 14, 15 kills. Ooh. You have to slam them in this round to have any hope. And already with this spawn trap being set up, if I'm Minnesota Røkkr, I am finding a corner. I am sitting inside of it. I am challenging nothing. I will spend my last 35 seconds in peace and just praying that you don't get outslayed. And honestly, they're starting to win some of these gunfights, and they're working their way up towards beach. So kills be damned, they're still trying to win this round.
They're gonna do it. Here we go. 25 seconds, they're out. They're making their way across towards the beach side. Octane still with those on spawn. No one's left in that position. Envoy knows that they're on the point now. The clock stopped at 21.5. Attaches up. He's trying to make the capture happen. Envoy can't get anything done. They're managing to get through that segment of B. Drazah trying to stop the reinforcements. No, says Standy. Absolutely rips them. They've got the player off point now, though. Can Attach stay alive? Big shots against Octane. Needs to wait for the team to show up. Onto the point we go. Segment starting to get captured. Is it too little too late? Here come the Thieves. On the point. They get MajorManiak off. Clock's ticking. Here we go, chance over towards A now for the Røkkr players. This is madness.
Am I crazy, or when, like, the majority of the time when Ravens actually go to push B, like, they just get the guy to play inside the tank or, like, play safety net role, but they don't get over aggressive. Like, they just get the ARs posted up in ring to watch over, get an AR on the rock to watch over. And I think both of these teams just, like, getting caught being over aggressive, and it's not really the style that seems to be the trend of how you actually capture B, but whatever the case may be, 2 seconds left on the game clock, and looks like Thieves take care of business. They'll still be on offense for the round 5, but they clutch up on defense at the very least to make sure that they get there.
Can you guys tell that Chance really loves that London Royal Ravens control game in GVT?
I do. I mean, again, the Thieves did the same thing in the round before, where, like, you're pushing past the point and just getting picked off. Like, sit inside the tank. I know you have to dot. Like, it is infinitely easier said than done, but it seems like the Ravens, like, take their time, have almost like a systematic approach to it. And both of these teams just sort of like throwing bodies like forward and just hoping the kills go your way. And I mean, obviously it's not the way to win offense. 4 defensive rounds in a row, and keep in mind for this one, Standy still sitting on that glide bomb.
Glide bomb out and about. We'll see if that comes into play in a mo. Over towards the A zone we go, though, immediately now for the LA Thieves on offense. Forwards, they go. Oh, an Envoy. Okay, sneaky Envoy. He's got all the choice in the world right now. Where these players are going to be coming from? Who do I want to shoot in the back? You've got Røkkr making their way through ringside, looking to overextend. An Envoy still in enemy territory for now. There's his first. This is a 2 spree. Damn, son, that's a second as well. As MajorManiak now, good shots out of Octane, cuts him down. You're still capturing A. Second segment on its way out.
You're also still being trapped by Priestahh. They do read it. Priestahh only able to take one to the grave with them, and as long as you take care of Priestahh, well, the map is now open. Again, that slow capture over towards A, and still plenty of lives for Thieves. They should have, 25, 26 going into it just to capture B. But again, this is a 2-part problem. 2 minutes and 18 seconds to work with. They have to get rid of that glide bomb. Basically, it's a situation where you need ring control and pressure on the spawn, and you just never have a moment where you can let that go, and that is the worst start possible.
That's not a good look, but Standy been gifted the position of ring here. We'll be able to hold on to it now. 2 minutes remaining here in the final round of GVT Control. Only, well, even Stevens down the life count, 23 apiece. Thieves opting to make their way through the green side of the map. They're taking the ship control. Now it's over to MajorManiak, trying to be a brick wall of defense. Don't let a single player get through, and that's the goal. Here comes Priestahh, though. Drop through the back line. Thieves now making their way forward. Here come the nades, the stuns. The pockets are empty. Crossing over, desperately trying to make it onto the point. Life count still in the favor of Thieves for now. They still have map presence chance, and Priestahh has just been absolutely ripped off spawn. Thieves, they're in your base.
Yeah, where do you spawn here? Yeah, Envoy literally staring at people in their spawn. Dude, number 4, number 2, I think they might be able to do it again. Of catching the player spawning up right into them, but in the end, I guess Envoy was one shot, maybe had to back away, and maybe the spawn's briefly secured, if you can even call it that. But I mean, pressure's still on. You tripped away a few lives, and Envoy's still in the back to try to cause problems. But I think the bigger issue is you technically have ring control, but now the glide bomb gets called in. You clear out your spawn. The flank comes in for MajorManiak, who's just going to take away ring control from Thieves, I think, as soon as they get it. Couple players in front. Number 1, number 2, freebies that he is able to get in Drazah. Last man standing for the team on the point. I mean, he wins a nice gunfight, but here come the nades. Here comes the pressure. He will get dealt with. And that just leaves 1:10 on the clock for Thieves to try to string another series of events together to get any sort of control. But I'd say for Thieves, they have literally never had ring control for almost a single moment.
As soon as they get it, yeah, something happens. Final minute. Røkkr to stay alive here in the series. Envoy once again is in your spawn. New tech being shown here from the LA Thieves. The spawn manipulation here on the backside of the defender's base has been something special. Full ring control, though, going the way of Røkkr. Drazah trying to stay alive. No chance. Standy back on a spree. That's 6 now for him. As the clock continues to tick. 10 lives LA Thieves, 13 Røkkr.
And still, you have Envoy like behind enemy lines, but at the same time, you have 0 map control. So does Envoy really even matter in this situation? Because Minnesota Røkkr just have him pinned in their base. Attached, looking for the next one. There's number 2 for him, but where he falls, you still have ring control. Even for Thieves, trying to push around on the full flank and causing the chaos. If you don't get ring, nothing will matter. And Standy, again, the victory lap for him. The second glide bomb of the game. And Minnesota Røkkr, as much as I wanted to maybe count him out before this map started, still alive in the series and a pretty dominant GvU2 win.
It is never chalked as Røkkr get themselves on the board there with the GvU2 control victory. That's going to be it. We will push the series a map further at the very least as the LA Thieves stunned somewhat there. Chance they couldn't really get anything going in the offensive rounds and defense. Well, that was all Røkkr. 2-1 thus far as we cross over our halfway mark here in the second series of the day. And hey, mate, I'll take it. Røkkr bite back, and it's about time because that was starting to look real dire for them.
And you know what I'm going to do, Miles? I'm going to switch up the narrative. I'm just going to be a complete hypocrite and go from doubting Røkkr to be like, you know what? Actually, we got a bocage for map 4. I know Thieves love to play that map. They have a strong record on it overall. They absolutely have the slaying potential. And I know Minnesota are also 0-2 on the map. But it's still bocage. It's still mixy. If you got a player with a hot hand that can sort of like take over the game at different moments, which we saw Standy 2 different sprees in there where he's able to pick up the glide bombs. There's always potential on bocage for an upset. So maybe that salesman story for the Røkkr for that reverse sweep could still be in.
It's still in. It's still available. Looking at the highlights here, and most of it, the LA Thieves, a couple of sweet moments, cool plays. Glide bombs of 2 for Standy, though. That really was one of the difference makers here. Not that it's like a tremendous, option to wipe teams off the map. You do manage to retain a lot of map control. You manage to flush those players out of your base. I would love to see if we can catch that replay where, I mean, maybe not actually, but when we saw what Priestahh spawned right in between, I think it was Drazah and Envoy, back in, the defending spawn, that was some new tech we haven't seen yet here in Vanguard. These boys just, bullying players in spawn.
There was a moment where I thought I was about to have flashbacks to Black Ops 1 Havana, where you just get a setup where you literally just stare at a spawn location and have them on repeat spawn up right in front of you. But I mean, either way, it was a nice setup for the moment. But I don't know, for all the successful B pushes we have ever seen, how many have ever actually come from the flank or getting in their spawn and getting the kills? If you have enough of a life advantage and you can get the kills, that's great. But I think for the most part, the only success we've seen towards capturing B is when you get set up in the ring control and just have an AR posted up, watching over top of your teammate in the tank, generally speaking. So an interesting attempt for the Thieves, to be sure. The spawn kills are never fun if you're on the receiving end, but obviously in the end for the Røkkr, didn't make a single bit of difference.
It didn't in the end, but there we go. That's going to be 2-1 in the series so far. Hardpoint coming up in just a moment. A double dose of bocage. And now we do have a highlight just to go through this one against Standy with the sweet sprees. Everything looking good. That's our scuff play of the game, and Standy getting it done, man. Back-to-back streaks, putting them to work as well, helping out those wins in the defensive rounds.
And just the streaky player, right? Because I think MajorManiak was sort of Mr. Consistent from start to finish. Priestahh as well, by the way, have to give him credit. Consistent from start to finish, but it is the glide bomb that seals the deal. Able to pick up a couple and clean shots on Envoy with a sub, and nice little freebie towards the end of Thieves. I mean, just walking a few steps out of spawn and instantly getting caught. And well, that freebie right there was just for glide bomb number 1. Keep in mind, that was not the only one he got. Little victory lap in the round 5 he is able to put together as well. And I think Standy might have to be that guy to pop off again in the game 4 on Bocage, because obviously the record, the average point differential, the KDs, nothing has been particularly strong. And I mean, even for the holds, it doesn't entirely matter on Bocage. The holds, I mean, outside of like 2 hills, don't make that big of a difference. Maybe the Røkkr can string something together. I suppose, you never know, but I'm looking for that pop-off potential. Røkkr got to keep up with that slaying prowess that Thieves certainly has. And I mean, not just Standy, I think Priestahh as well with that SMG, the slightly new role. I'm sure on Bocage he runs it all the time, but he needs a strong performance again.
Strong performances all around in the name of the game. A lot of ifs and buts here in, you know, finding success in the world of Call of Duty, and we'll see if those ifs and buts can come to play here on the cage. It's going to be back-to-back Bocage. You need to see some big turnarounds here for Røkkr again. It's starting to get a little bit dangerous going into the major. They've been looking very, I mean, the name was sweet. It's just like, they look terrible. That's the facts right now, man. It's not a good look for Røkkr, but they're slowly but surely trying to find that form. And no better time than just before the major. We'll see if they can keep this one going. Bocage hardpoint coming up in a moment, and everyone's looking pretty chill, particularly Standy, as our top performers down the hardpoint, excluding Map 1, of course. You know the deal, and chance relatively even between Attach and Ken.
And I suppose Attach will be a pretty interesting player to look at on this map, just because I know with the roll swap coming through, I don't know if Minnesota will actually be rocking a double AR setup on Bocage anymore. So it'd be fun to see him sort of in the background. But I mean, it's the type of map where pick any player in the lobby and see how they are going to perform. And just to reiterate how important this map and series is for both of these teams, Minnesota 1-2, Thieves 0-2. If you take that third loss, you are only praying for a tie break to make it so you don't start in the loser's bracket for the upcoming Minnesota tournament. And obviously, I mean, it's a loser's bracket. It is a league filled with sharks. Not a fun place to be. Need to get some wins to get some confidence in your sails. And again, it is the true like test of a series. LA Thieves were able to test their S&D in map number 2 against Røkkr, who are a very strong S&D team. Looked pretty good. Map number 1, honestly, Røkkr took them down to the wire on Berlin. And if this is a team, if their hard points start to come together, then there would be no reason to doubt this squad.
We'll see, though. Again, the loss here in this series for either team could spell doom at the upcoming major. That's the bigger picture here, friends. But for now, all eyes on Bocage hardpoint. Loading in, getting ready to roll. First to 250. It's match point still for the LA Thieves. We're looking at the reverse sweep for Røkkr. Can they complete it? They've got to push them here through the cage, and then we get the S&D. Nades are up and about, and it is an absolute fiesta as the explosions ring out across Bocage. Open hard point. Here come the kills.
And that's a swarm through the river side of the map, by the way, for Røkkr, straight off the rip. Number 5, Priestahh, already in the back, looking to flip those spawns. And number 1 spawned out, so there you go. At least with the pressure, you open up that sort of back right side of the map for anyone on either team to spawn in. But Thieves dying first, so that's where they end up. And nice little wipe towards the board. Minnesota, at the very least, flipped the map. And as far as P1 goes, that's exactly what you want to do.
Yep, LA Thieves now spawning on the right-hand side of the map. Not where they want to be for now. MajorManiak before barn control. Here come the plays. Attach, nice hip fire. What in the heck? He hit 3 bullets from hip down. What the hell? Time ticking away. Not a lot being gained here from P1, as is Tradish. Attach is on a bit of a spree, man. Fancy footwork as he stays alive. Gets himself 5-0 right off the rip. We've got spawns once again going the way of Røkkr. Surely now they start to take the lead over by P2.
I mean, this is the entire work for the setup. By the way, Attach playing for streaks. I think he's run a half mile already on this map. By the way, he is taking a tour around Bocage, and I mean, still going. This is his first life, and trying to keep that barn control, but more importantly, trying to play for those streaks. Don't quite get the next one, but hey, there you go, number 6. 1 more to go, and he is good to go. And you're playing top grandmas. You can wait a year and a half for it to fall into your lap. What is this opening start for Attach?
Dude, he's on a run. He's still going. It's 8 now. His teammates may have lost the battle, but it was the point, and very fitting that that's where he would be fallen. But hey, look, and all the fun and games that Attach had, it's only 30-20 now as the score's now going in favor of the LA Thieves. They could honestly take the lead back here on P2 indeed. 15 seconds remaining on this one. You've got Drazah on a deep, deep route over by the other side of the map. Here he comes. sneaking in the back line, may be able to find a couple more kills here. Standy's the next player up, and he's getting the shots in. Teamwork prevails. Røkkr will have the back line covered, but you do see the lead change for the LA Thieves, and here comes the battle for Grandma's.
It is somewhat of a tragedy for Attach, right? Because even when he's like playing up in Grandma's 4 kills, he is sort of stagnating that push, but his teammates not winning enough gunfights, so you end up losing out on the P2. And yes, you do get the glide, but glide not the easiest streak on this map to get a ton of points off the back of. So it'd be interesting to see how he uses it, but so far, at least on this Grandma's Hill, well, so far for Røkkr, so good. Drazah gets dealt with. A couple players on the outside. Envoy, though, the last one in, and, well, the last one to get the kills. He delivers. Thieves break on in.
Damn, man, he nearly got Standy as well. Envoy on a run. 25 remaining here on bottom Grandma's. Drazah eyes on spawn. Unfortunate timing. He should pay the price for that one. And, oh, my God, he's trying to make... Oh, my God. Incredibly hard for gunfight. 15 seconds remaining here in bottom Grannies, and the time's still going the way of Røkkr. A close cage is what we expected, and it's what we're getting so far.
And there's the intro kill potentially on this rotation. Thieves playing a pretty wide spread, by the way. Kenny was playing over down towards River. That's basically just controlling sort of like the right side of the hill for his team. The other guys need to deal with the left, and that's what Octane's doing. It is 2 ARs on both sides of the map, just trying to keep that side control. And while Envoy gets dealt with, Kenny's still there for the swing, and Octane was still responsible for the other side. So right now, Røkkr have almost no openings. Finally, MajorManiak and Standy can get in through the front, though. You see Major able to pick up 2, and that'll be Røkkr breaking this hill. Albeit, we know how mixy it can be. It might just be for a moment.
Here we go. Trying to keep the mix going. Stirring the pot right now. Attach. Find through. Octane, he's going to be gunned as well. Massive work out of Standy to back him up. Kenny, can you find anyone here? Yeah, you can. There's one more. Nice move from Kenny. Gets another one. Priest is now making the push onto the point, as you do have the contest coming through. Both teams on the point for a moment. Cleans up Priestahh. Now the time going the way of the LA Thieves. There's 15 remaining here on Barn, and baby, it has been a blinder.
And you do see MajorManiak, by the way. Probably one of the very few like main ARs that like hardcore plays as an anchor for the team, but it'll be very quick on that rotation. They have honestly one of the perfect setups. Number 5 Priestahh to watch this full flank. You got the number 6 MajorManiak back L to, he can adjust if he needs to help attach mid, which now he needs to. And actually the player in the hill dies as well, and that's the only thing on this hill that can't happen. If your guy in the point gets dropped, everything gets broken down in Thieves. I mean, almost instantly wipe that setup clean.
Yep, they're on the point now. You've got a bit of a pinch. As the, oh, here we go. Glide coming through from Attach. I forgot he even had it from right off the rip. That sweet spree now coming to a close. Doesn't manage to land a whole lot. 10-second differential here in the scoreline. And Thieves locking it down again. Envoy with a nice bit of hipfire kill. Time now going the way of the LA Thieves. Should be able to take the lead here.
And I think that might have been a moment of just communication, because MajorManiak dips out from back L to help Priestahh, because Priestahh's calling out, hey, there's 2 or 3 on the flank, but where you give up that L control, that leaves the pressure open on the hill. And again, if Standy doesn't win that gunfight, everything just gets broken down. So important moment in the game for Thieves to make sure that they can keep that lead. Now back over towards P1 we go. Obviously, Thieves, I mean, they have 3 players pushed back River. They want to flip these spawns as quickly as possible.
Well, MajorManiak takes care of 1. How many more would he guess? They'll be there, though. Good shots into the next, but not enough to get the kill. Standy now trying to pick up the pieces again, as the back spawns are still up for grabs. Standy checking every corner. Just a couple of players to the other side of this wall, and he's going round and round and round and listening to jumps, footsteps. Who is it that's pumped the brakes, though? It is, of course, going to be Envoy. He finally gets it. MajorManiak, though, backing off spawn, getting involved. Oh, no! A snake in the grass. Envoy gets it. Finds another one. Decent spree comes to a close. Time, though, going the way of the LA Thieves this whole battle. Back over to P1, man. They're winning this game now.
They're trying so hard just to get the left side spawned, and neither team able to get it. Even Octane back P2. It is the entire fight has been on the backside of this map, and every single time any player thinks they have any sort of clearance, all of a sudden they're challenging 3 different players from the other team. I mean, back and forth of just like the spawn chaos in that moment. But hey, for Røkkr, you get set up over towards P2. Again, an opportunity on a money hill to try to take over the lead. They came into this hill down by 20. Get to see exactly what happens. And hey, for Røkkr, they'll take that. Team kill for LAP is going to slow that push down.
Yeah, slowing it right down. There's 1 player left on the inside of Barn. It's Octane, and that team kill and a couple of shots, and now Attach. That slowed the push down massively. We're going to see Røkkr take the lead back, as once again, it exchanges hands here on Bocage. MajorManiak, tank position up. Eyes over towards the backside of the map. That's where the LA Thieves are going to be coming from. You have the lead now. Nades and everything coming over the top line. Here comes Octane, though, bringing the guns close. Trying to find a few more here. Priestahh sprints in a position. There's the nice tags from up top as Attach. Continuing to find success here in the AR role. 5 kills in a row now. Charts can't make it 6.
This is a beautiful hold, by the way, for Røkkr. I mean, again, they came into it down by 20 and taken over the lead. So there you go. It is not easy to turn any hill into a money hill, but Røkkr deliver. And again, we talked about a few key moments of the game. Add that one to the list. MajorManiak posted in the back, the tried and true anchor to not give up spawns. And while he's holding that down for his team inside, well, Standy can't win his ones, but the teammates should be there for the swarm. MajorManiak eventually wins one, but can't get the next couple. And at least for Røkkr, again, they have the spawns, but I gotta avoid getting spawn trapped because Envoy is frying.
Oh my god, he's frying indeed. Waiting for the next hit. Knows they're back here. Kenny's backing him up. Sweet work now of the LA Thieves, locking down bottom side of Grandma's. They've got all that time going their way. Envoy finally taken care of. 30 seconds remaining here. A load of time still going the way of the LA Thieves. Holding it down. Kenny over by the back tank. Shots are in. Prestinni and Standy now make it out. Over towards the hard point now. The battle comes. Here comes MajorManiak. Envoy trying to lock him down. Slow the push. Can't get too much done. That's the last member of the Thieves taken care of. Here comes Kenny. Kenny surely doesn't stay alive for long. No, he does not. Spawns in the middle of the map. You're going to get the time. But over the barn we go. LA Thieves able to maybe get back into this.
I mean, pretty back and forth game, gotta say. Even again, it was a great P2 hold there for Røkkr, and well, Thieves string that together and just become bullies for a couple moments in the barn. Or actually now over towards the barn, I should say. Thieves set up once again. Again, you have Kenny playing over towards Røkkr, trying to lock down a side, gets dealt with. Røkkr put all the pressure on that side of the map to try to find that opening. Number 6 is going on the fullest of flanks. Envoy reads it, and inside the point, well, looks like Thieves coming out on top for the moment. Attached last one, Standy, he's getting hunted down and taken care of. Thieves, the hold still strong.
Still good. MajorManiak's trying to make a difference, though. Here comes the push now from the outside of barn towards the backside. Standy with the kills in through mid. Here we go. LA Thieves still locking it down, holding it tight. That's going to be a nice push, but nothing comes of it. Attached from the front. Priestahh now backing him up, making his way forward. Like a bit of a contest, but it's light work now as the LA Thieves, they're fighting tooth and nail here on barn. They've taken the lead back for now. Attach is still going. Here come the kills. Quick contest back and forth chance, and it is going toe-to-toe. Both these teams not letting a single second go by here on barn. It's madness.
And there's like by the way, number 3 actually just left Attach. You had Kenny that had the opportunity to get the kill. He was trying to make the play on the full flank, but MajorManiak, again, the stationary target there to make that read. It was this hill where Røkkr dropped the ball and had an opportunity to run with the game, but they get to set up once again. Drazah, though, flies through, picks him apart, and just finds that opening to buy his teammates time. Thieves again on a problematic hill find a way to break through.
Drazah, a little bit of magic, finds himself 3. There's a couple more players to be had here. Pistols out, gets MajorManiak as well. Oh, baby. He's keeping a pin down, though. Over to the hard point. His teammates losing the fight. Røkkr back in control.
I mean, dude, it is players all over the place. Standy picking up a big 2 when he's actually inside the hill. And, I mean, the ego on him for that chow. And, unfortunately, for the moment, no one able to collect the time. Attach has to fill in this role, and maybe he'll get caught, or maybe Priestahh will have that coverage. Røkkr fighting tooth and nail to try to keep this hill in their favor. Back and forth as Bocage loves to be, but back towards P1 we go. For the most part, on the first 2 go-arounds, it has just been a dogfight to try to flip the spawns, and that is why you see Octane posted in the back of the map. He is ready for that pressure, but honestly, this might be an opportunity for Røkkr. I mean, 25 seconds, and they win this game. Just collect the P1 hill time.
And get done right here, right now. Here comes a hit from Kenny. Standy staying atop the gate, finding the kills. Here comes the push from behind, though. Priestahh inside barn. Gets cut down by Octane. Over to the time now for the LA Thieves. Plenty of time left to get this one done. Can MajorManiak do something special? Takes care of the cheeks of Octane over the top granny as well. Standy's going to be there. And man, it is non-stop. Here on Bocage, Kenny winning another one. Keeping the LA Thieves in this. Envoy now towards the point. It's non-stop chance. Standy wins a big fight. Brought down immediately. Trades on trades on trades. And we're still going.
And look, man, Røkkr, I mean, series on the line right now. The pressure absolutely on. You cannot afford to fall to 3 losses. And they had the P2 spawns, but also a lot of time for Thieves to try to make the push until Priestahh shows up and takes down the next 2. This is such a big lead that you have, and I know it's only 20 points, but you're only, what, 10 away from winning it. You go to a P2 where you had the money hill, and you get the full setup right now for LA Thieves. Pressure is on. You get one opportunity to make this break, and frankly, not enough time.
What? Drazah can't get it done. MajorManiak's there. Here comes the contest. It's on Envoy trying to make it happen here. Push the back line. Major gets it done. Wait. Dive in the point. They go. Anyone to contest? No way. We got a game 5. LA Thieves. Oh, man, a bit of a fumble there on Bocage. It was such a close-knit game. It was the last few hard points. Grannies and River. Man alive. Røkkr with the resolve. Here we go, game 5. Chance, you said this series ends one of two ways. LA Thieves win it 3-1, or Røkkr potentially win it 3-2. Oh, baby, here we go.
I mean, look, I also started talking about counting Røkkr out. Obviously, that is a mistake maybe I shouldn't make, but I'm not trying to jinx this game in either direction. We got a game 5 on our hands. One thing, one part of my analysis that I think actually has been true, outside of me making the bad calls, is one, S&D, obviously favorite for Minnesota Røkkr, but they're not bad maps for the Thieves. And then the inverse is true for the hardpoints, right? Not terrible maps that the Røkkr were actually able to get in this series. Obviously, the Berlin, it was, what, a 3-point game? It was very close, and that is a decent map for Røkkr. And the Bocage, it's just mixy. Again, you have one full 60 on a hill, you're good to go, and they delivered on that P2, one of the cleaner hills, or the cleanest hill of that game. Deliver in the hard points just as Thieves did in the S&D, but as fine as that final surge goes, I mean, again, we said it for Thieves, not their proudest game mode, but not a bad map for them. They have been solid on Bocage. Obviously, Røkkr have been as well, but I mean, at this point, it has been a battle of a series, and looks like for map 5, it'll be battle again.
We're going to throw it down on the cage one last time here in this series. And again, the importance of this series, massive for both teams. You don't want to be going down to the lower bracket in the upcoming major. Don't leave your fate to another team. Speaking of fate, we'll find out what happens to these two teams after this break.
I'm so exhausted, I needed the energy, needed to pick me up. I'm in your movie, but this is my cinema. I got the power, I'm built to devour. Anyone coming against me, a tower. I don't care for the pressure. Some of y'all leaving here in the stretcher. Took my time to go and get better. I was reading in the red letters. Ay, hit me with your best shot. I got time today. Feeling like a matador with that Red Bull. Oh no, you can't stop me. I'm running my own play. For the game win, I can't depend anything that gets in my way. Been here, done that. You all know what we came for. Been here, done that. You all know what we came for. Energy, energy, energy. I need that energy, energy. Energy, energy, energy. I need that. Been here, done that. You all know what we came for. Been here, done that. You all know what we came for. Energy, energy, energy. I need that energy, energy. Energy, energy, energy. I need that energy, energy. Been here, we done that. We done that. You all know what we came for. Energy. I'm in the game like EA. Been in my prime since pre-K. Shooting my shot from long range. Going over here's a good toupee. Treat every day like payday. Y'all been living so mundane. My work week is Sunday to oh wait, that's every day. Putting in overtime. Punching the clock, I'ma get what's mine. While everyone's sleeping, I'm living my dreams. I got a coin that's so divine. Lord, take the wheel like 10 and 2. I'm losing energy, I'm overdue. I've been on the top ropes, hitting my pros. Watch me hit the power moves. Been here, done that. You all know what we came for. Been here, done that. You all know what we came for. Energy, energy, energy. I need that energy, energy. Energy, energy, energy. I need that. Been here, done that. You all know what we came for. Been here, done that. You all know what we came for. Energy, energy, energy. I need that energy, energy. Energy, energy, energy. I need that energy, energy. Been here, we done that. We done that. You all know what we came for.
The Call of Duty League is brought to you by Game Fuel. Victory in a can. There we go, game 5. What a hard point this has been. Everything's upside down right now. LA Thieves are winning Search and Destroy. Røkkr are winning the hard points. There are cats and dogs living together. It is madness, Chance.
You know, the moment when I was like, okay, Røkkr, no hope in this series, they just like flipped the switch on Gavutu, and then I'm like, well, Bilkai's like Thieves slay heavy team. Nope, Attach comes in and just slays out of his mind right from the opening break. But not just here. I mean, the second P2 hold that they had, they shut out Thieves 52-0 on that hill. That is the second best hill we've had on Bilkai this entire year. So Røkkr deliver in those moments, but that is just the setup for this map 5 to decide it all. And crazy enough, now a situation where Thieves have to win 2 S&Ds to win a series, where Røkkr get their bread and butter to clutch up in a reverse sweep fashion, which obviously they do not shy away from. And again, with the pressure on, a loss here for either team gives you 3 losses. That means you are hoping for tie breaks at best to not start in loser's bracket for the next tournament. This is somewhat of a dagger series, somewhat of a dagger map. I mean, for both teams. If you walk away with a loss for this series for Thieves, you're like, God, we're losing like hard points to Røkkr. That's not a good sign. If you lose 2 S&Ds to LA Thieves and you're the Røkkr, you're like, is our S&D, like, are we not confident anymore? I mean, this series could be the shakeup for whichever team takes an L. The pressure is on.
Final map of the series. Here we go. Match point. Røkkr Thieves now, slowly but surely. It's a creepy approach now through the back left side of Grand Mars towards their A-bomb site. Envoy going for the deep tunnel wrap. Attach trying to watch the flank. If he throws enough shoulders, he'll catch an Octane here, but Kenny over by the top plat. Here we go. The fight's on. Standy's in! Standy gets 2! Unbelievable crossfire coming through. Unfortunately, Priestahh takes a teammate with him, but even then, Envoy, he gets to the other side of the map. He's in the wrong part of town for now, and he may have just been spotted. Here's the crossfire. Attached, he lines him up. Røkkr take the first round.
And who is the man other than Standy? Getting hype as well. Good God. I mean, we talked about his stats before map number 2, right? 33% of his team's kills. Second best overall KD. And I mean, Standy, I think, was what, 8-5 it might have been, or 8-6 in the first Tuscan. The only real standout player for the team, delivers in round 1. And if he's reacting like that just after the first round, you can feel the intensity for this team.
It's a desperate situation for both squads. They have to win this series. The next major could be set up for failure. Work's already cut out for them. Big tags out of MajorManiak, somehow getting 2 out of that one. So a wonderful opener for both teams, but still, Røkkr, they will be coming out on top for a brief moment. Now a 2v2. Bomb deep side of B, over towards River. Standing with a clearance now. Getting the bomb player forward. LA Thieves holding hands. It's Octane and Kenny as they go over towards A. And for now, stun checks out and about, but they're nowhere to be seen.
And funnily enough, he actually gets this bomb down for free. This can be a delicate site. Normally you get caught after you get the plant, but Priest is alive. He is abound, and this is a very difficult bomb site to actually retake just because the players can jump over on you at any moment. Towards the middle of the map, though, Standy at number 3 might have a little standoff.
Kenny's managed to get through, but tagged up. Standy from top granny's great spot to be in. Octane now on the 1v2. Difficult situation indeed. Oh, the jump shot was there, but Standy, yeah, he's loving this series so far. Getting absolutely pumped. 2 rounds in. 4-0 on the dot. We go again.
Just to be clear, I mean, the smarter play is to not challenge the playoff time and, you know, let Priest debate a little bit. Standy does not care at all, going for the chow. And why not if you're winning every gunfight? 4-0, as you pointed out, 2 back-to-back rounds. Røkkr putting in the work. Both of these teams have a solid record on this map. Honestly, their KDs on this map are both pretty top-notch as well, but at least early on, Røkkr taking it to him.
Standy finally taken care of. Drazah. The magic timing. He's inside Granny's now. Attach and Priestahh to find their kills now. 2v3. Numbers not in the sides of LA Thieves. They're in trouble. Just over a minute to play with. And Drazah checking every possible angle. There's an open door. Can't get any more. Octane now on the 1v3. And this is going to be tough.
Oh, I mean, just the coldest shoulder that ever gets thrown at the top rope from Priestahh. Everybody for Røkkr getting hype in this moment. And Miles, that's something we talked about earlier on the Tuscan S&D, sort of that green light for Standy. Even when he gets first blood, admittedly, he wasn't doing anything crazy, but even when he gets caught, you trust the clutch capabilities of everybody else. And I mean, Røkkr after that in that 3v4, it is a clean sweep, eviscerating LA Thieves. Bocage S&D can be a very momentum-based map. We see different teams stringing together a bunch of rounds, but right now it is 1-3 across the board for LA. They got to get back into this quick.
Oh, that was a one way to do it. Massive two-piece out of Octane. MajorManiak, the AR on the other side of the board does manage to find one. Here comes the swing, and that was the round you needed for LA Thieves.
Quick bounce back, and nothing to break down there. Nice off angle from Octane, wins 2 big ones, and finds the 3rd one as well. So momentum-based indeed, especially when rounds can end as quickly as that. LA Thieves able to get on board. This is a map where they are 2-0, where they have a 63% round win percentage, and work like that from Octane. As easy for him as it gets.
The last kill as well. A little bit of help from his teammates. There was no way, but those 3 skulls lying out front side of Grandma's. Peace out. Great round. This is going to be an opener for the ages. Here we go. Envoy with the first. Easy. Aggression is on. MajorManiak sprinting away. Does get caught out unaware now for the time being. You can see the nade up top. Envoy trying to get the pressure through. Drazah with the 2nd kill. Already things starting to turn around for the LA Thieves. The jump check. The shots are in. Attach. 8 HP in a dream. Out he goes, but the LA Thieves are on the prowl. They've taken care of Grandma's. They've beelined it all the way to the B-bomb site. Here they go.
And again, we already talked about how difficult this could be to retake. Thieves making decisive moves. Get the bomb down, and Envoy does get caught. MajorManiak finds a pick as well. This is the 2v4 potential.
Here we go. Drazah's still got bottom Grandma's control. You're going to see Attach try and clean this one out. A slow and steady retake here. A little bit of time to work with. Just over 30 seconds. Drazah brought down. That's massive now. It's a 1v2. And Octane, he's got to go tremendous here. Run for your life. 25 on the clock. Trying to stay alive. Peeping the feet. Sees one. MajorManiak absolutely guns him. That is huge. It's a 3 spree. It's the defuse. And Røkkr, they're sitting at 4-1 now.
I mean, that just simply cannot happen. I mean, Envoy, I understand getting caught. Again, the guy that plants the bomb, it's not like there's an easy route really to get out with your life. So that one is understandable, even if you wanted to sit and play it a little bit slower. But instead, I mean, now Standy gets to sing the praises of that 2v4. Massive round that Røkkr right there are able to clutch.
Such a decisive move from the LA Thieves as well, like hitting towards B after getting the 2 kills. Everything was going their way. Attached with a little tunnel kill. That was one thing. Standy goes huge. Massive finisher there from Røkkr. 4-1 now. Momentum starting to look like a distant thing for the LA Thieves. We have to see the turnaround now. Otherwise, this is going to get out of control real quick. And plays like this are the reason why. Octane levels it up. Stun check through. Even Stevens now in the 3v3 as a quiet will fall across Bocage.
You see MajorManiak actually is the better angle for that gunfight against Octane, but looks like both players sort of backing down in that moment. B-bomb getting planted and attached. This is the gunfight potentially for the round. He's got the jump on him and he gets the kill. 3v2 for the Røkkr.
3v2, shots already there. Octane now get aggressive, big tags. Nice angle to be had. Envoy making his way forward as well. Creeping, sneaking, massive shots from Priestahh. Oh my word, now it's a 1v2. Octane, the damage is already dealt. He's made it onto the bomb and he's going to jump straight on it. Is anyone going to check this for now? Oh my word. Is this the ninja defuse?
Shot.
No way. Oh my God. In the last possible second from Røkkr. Oh my, Octane nearly did it. He was so incredibly close to that. The melons on that, lad. He left him on the table for sure. Word to Chris Tunn. Holy dooly.
God, dude, that would have been unbelievable if that's the way he gets back. I literally thought he had it. I thought he was there. I mean, 0.1. Oh, we're talking about a massive round. Again, back-to-back. The Røkkr are able to deliver not just the 2v4, but not letting something like that slip through the cracks. This is a reverse sweep for a potential Bocage that ends in record speed. One more round. All Røkkr need, and there's the first blood.
The first is done. Standy's going to find another kill there. So now the numbers are out for the LA Thieves. Kenny's in a bad spot. Makes the most of it, though. I like the shots indeed. Kenny, wicked tags on a MajorManiak. No, not able to get the kill, though. Here comes Octane in the form of the reinforcements. 2v2. Match point still for Røkkr. And oh my God, Priestahh's on the flank. Priestahh! What a legend! Oh my God, the flank to end it! It all comes down to it here on Bocage. The reverse sweep is complete. And I tell you what, friends, it is never chalked.
As soon as you utter the words of a potential of it being chalked, of course they pull off the reverse sweep. I mean, look, they took just an insufferable loss on map 1, like down to the wire. heartbreaking finish of like a fantastic try on Berlin. They go to a Tuscan and get bullied out. I mean, just straight up destroyed on that map. Thieves taking it to them. And then Røkkr is staring down the barrel of the fact that they have to win a hard point. They have to win a gavutu control against Thieves, let alone actually win that bocage against an LA Thieves, who, again, one of their better S&D maps. They were winning 63% of their rounds before they get beat 6-1. And, of course, Røkkr able to pull it off. Maybe that roll swap starting to figure a couple things out. But whatever positives you have to say about Røkkr, I mean, just a heartbreaking series for Thieves. You get reverse swept. You are now 0-3 in stage 2. You're supposed to be getting better at search, and when a moment we thought that was the case, you get handled like that. What a wild turn of events.
Unbelievable. Highlights from what was a very tense bocage S&D. MajorManiak, though, man, with the ones just winning big fights. A lot of those throughout the entire match, and of course that flank from Priestahh towards the end. The potential ninja defuse out of Octane, man, that would have been one of the most sensational plays we've seen this season when it comes to search. I truly heads up, like sometimes like just sticking the bombs to play, but the timing he hit on that, it could have been so huge. This was it right here. Gets the damage in, Priestahh backs on up, immediately hops it. That is a tremendous play. So nearly worked out. What a series this was.
Yeah, 99% completion on that bar, by the way. I mean, literally as close as he could possibly be. And he didn't even hesitate for it. Like, as soon as he doesn't get that gunfight win, that's the call he made. I mean, that's a hell of a try for that one specific round. But outside of that one specific round, Røkkr, I mean, just way too clean.
Way too clean indeed. The reverse sweep is complete after a tense gavutu, and oh baby, there we go. Bocage hardpoint again. It was only the final few moments where the Thieves fell to pieces, and of course the search and destroy way too strong there in the last matchup. If not for that Berlin chance, this could have been a very different series. But I will say, sir, you are a prophet indeed. You said it was going to be a 3-2 if Røkkr win it. If the Thieves were going to done it was going to be a 3-1. You, my friend, was spot on. You get at least one of these. There you go, mate. There you go.
I mean, I appreciate that. I would say like map analysis was good, but again, I was very much doubting Røkkr going into that gavutu, so I ate my words in that regard.
There you go. Desk, what a series that was. Røkkr are back alive. They're alive.
I should not have tweeted. I'm telling you, I'm mind blown at that series. Going into that gavutu, I'm like, there's just no way Røkkr down 0-2 in this series win this gavutu, one of Thieves, if not Thieves' best map, and come back into the series. And they do it. I mean, they played so well, and their defense is spawn trapping the LA Thieves, getting that kill lead. MajorManiak pushing up on that outer beach side, picking up the kills in spawn. We saw multiple players doing that. They were like, that was a perfect game in the second half of that series. Like, what happens with Røkkr in these series?
Dude, Standy with an automaton on gavutu is actually kind of terrifying. Once he started to get on that 7 spree on that defense to kind of solidify them to get the defense and the tiebreaker, I was like, good Lord. Standy has started to turn up.
Yeah, that was a good turnaround there on the gavutu. And then you think about the hard point as well, the P2 hold that they had. It was insane. They fought for the spawns on P1 the entire time, going around the back. It was a very tough fight. They end up winning and getting the spawns, and they hold it down for like 50 seconds to come back into that game. You know, there are a few mistakes on the side of Minnesota Røkkr, but overall, going up against the top hardpoint team in the world, they did pretty damn good.
You can never count Minnesota Røkkr out. We've seen them push top teams to the limit, and they were finally able to close out a series in a reverse sweep fashion.
Yeah, I mean, looking at Minnesota Røkkr, there's still a lot to work on, but that Game 5 MajorManiak taking over, I mean, it's just something to look forward to headed into their own major. But let's check out the standings right now, because for LA Thieves and Minnesota Røkkr, like, this was a must-win on both sides, right? LA Thieves are now 0-3, which likely means they're going to be starting in the losers bracket. So, I mean, that's pretty terrifying to think about.
You know what? I kind of wish I was at the Minnesota Røkkr watch party during that. Going down 0-2 and then completing the reverse sweep. And shout out to LA Thieves. They finally won an S&D pretty convincingly, but that Game 5, man, it was just clinical out of Minnesota Røkkr.
I mean, look at what the losers bracket is potentially looking like. The new look New York Subliners, right? LA Thieves, Seattle Surge, and Paris Legion. Like, there's really, I mean, besides like Paris Legion, there's really no like auto dubs, right? That's terrifying. So even for the team starting a winners bracket, like, you lose that round 1, you're potentially in a very bad spot. But let's talk about that last search and destroy a little bit, because it seemed like the LA Thieves, like, they were just giving them so many different, they didn't even give themselves an opportunity in some of those rounds.
They were just getting picked out of position.
They were getting picked out of positions. Even in the last round, you saw them try to play a little bit more aggressive. They just run right into the pre-aim of attach. I honestly think Minnesota, that was a great reaction to how LA Thieves like to play.
Literally out of that first round, when the kill feed lit up, I was like, oh my god, are we in game 4 right now? Are we in a hard point? That happened so fast. Standy getting those 2-piece and bottom grandmas, and of course we all saw the player game. He stood up and he was like, oh my god, he was so hype over it, and that momentum just pushed them through the rest of the Search and Destroy.
Typical performance out of MajorManiak as well.
Yeah.
Like, this guy in Search and Destroy was just popping off. Like, he's picking up so many big one-on-ones. The clutch round they had in the 2v4. Like, MajorManiak really is that guy in Search and Destroy that can get you through it. Like, this is the one team I guess you can really never count out in a series, aBeZy.
And we were talking about the fact that MajorManiak kind of needed to find his pacing with this squad, get a little bit more aggression. Well, he was the aggressor on Minnesota Røkkr today in this series.
Absolutely. We're going to have that game fuel victory spotlight here in a bit. I believe it'll be with Standy, but we're going to talk about the next match that we have a little bit as well. We have the Toronto Ultra versus Atlanta FaZe. Now, this one, you know, I look at it and I think Atlanta FaZe should come out and dominate, but now seeing Minnesota beat LA Thieves, anything can happen.
Anything can happen. I believe we were both 0-2 on pick'ems today.
Yeah, not great.
But I will say this, Toronto Ultra, I was already worried heading into this series because it should have been a good match, but Toronto Ultra have been seriously struggling, especially in their match yesterday. And now not only that, CleanX is not going to be able to play. He does have COVID. We do hope he feels better. But I'm assuming Hixie is now going to be in the fill-in, so this series just got a little bit less in the favor of Toronto Ultra than it already was.
Because Hixie played so we just got notified that he is playing still. So
he's still playing.
CleanX is playing. Okay, so that's fantastic then for Toronto Ultra. I would have loved to see Hixie come out once again on the six. Subs have had some good performances. But for Toronto Ultra, it really just comes down to hardpoint. And a player in particular that I'm excited to watch in this series is going to be Insight. He's been underperforming this season, and I really think he needs to step it up. Going up against a player like Arcitys, who's been lighting it up, I think Insight needs to go big. That's
interesting, and for me, I think it has to be Cam. He has to translate his slaying from the respawns into the S&Ds because, yeah, they went 2-3-5 going through the OpTic Major, but recently their respawn has been struggling, even with him popping off, so they need to solidify some dominance in some sort of game mode.
Yeah, I mean, the hardpoint, when they first started out in Major II Qualifiers, was fantastic. I mean, they won 2 hardpoints in that series, but since then, it still hasn't been great, so they're just trying to figure it out. The breaks need to improve, but we'll get into that a little bit more later. The Game Fuel Victory Spotlight is now finally ready. We're going to be talking to Standy, and I'm sure he's elated after that big win. Standy, how you doing, buddy? I got to ask you, after Map 2, what was said? Like, why are you guys the comeback kings? Did MajorManiak give you guys a fiery speech, or what was it?
Well, honestly, like going down to 2, we were just thinking in our head, like we know that we lose that, like we're probably gonna start in winners. So like at that point, we're just like, F it then. Like we're challenging, we're going out, we're playing our best. Like don't overthink it. And I think sometimes in these series, like hardpoint, like I feel like sometimes I've been having like a slow foot, like to the pedal, to the gas, in some of these respawn maps. But I think as long as we play how we do in practice, like we do our thing in respawns. But that's what it's about.
Sounds good.
Well, that leads into my next question. So how did you translate your aggression from Search and Destroy into Respawn in this series? Because you were absolutely going havoc in the respawns.
Honestly, I just think like confidence, just play your matches with confidence, just be confident in whatever you do, be confident in your team, and as long as you're confident, you'll come out with W's. And in practice, we play really confident, we play well as a team, and it just kind of comes down to translating that in game and just, you know what I mean? Not putting too much stress on ourselves and just trying to have a good time, you know?
Standy, I want to ask you sort of about like your guys' pacing issue, because a lot of people would say sometimes you guys play a little bit too slow and it leads to you guys being inconsistent, especially in the hard points. Do you think that is you guys more so trying to get like a perfect setup on rotation or not being as free on the map? What do you think the main issue is with that?
I think we go over stuff and then we try to force certain like plays on the map or force certain situations on the map. When in reality, we kind of have to read the situation, know what's going on, and react and make the best play, and not like force things on the map. Just let the game come to us, read the situations, and then react accordingly. Instead of kind of like trying to force certain plays, force kind of stuff to do on the map, and just continue to like work on our teamwork and making sure that we kind of play closer together on hills. Like sometimes it looks like we spread ourselves thin, at least in hardpoint. So just make sure we're close to get trades, all that.
Yeah. Well, is there anything you want to say to the Minnesota fans? I know you guys have the watch parties, the majors right around the corner, and you guys are giving them something big to root for now. So anything you want to say to them? Now's your chance.
We appreciate all you guys. We love your guys' support, and I mean, can't wait for the major. Can't wait to show out for you guys. And we're going to come motherfucking crazy for this next match.
There we go.
The token cuss word. Got to get it in.
All right, Standy, now that's my cue to let you go. Go enjoy this win with your team. Hopefully we talk to you again soon, man. Take it easy.
Bye-bye, sexy beast.
There we go. Okay. I'll take that one. All right. Okay, so if you guys want to look good and play like Standy, go check out shop.callofdutyleague.com. You can pick up some swag, some Minnesota gear in particular. I got my package yesterday. We were talking about it on the pre-show. Yeah. It's drippy. I even had like a little deck of cards in there. So, I mean, they got all the gadgets. So check it out, shop.callofdutyleague.com. But that's going to do it right now. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to be talking about Atlanta FaZe versus Toronto Ultra for our last match of the day.